everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, you guys, it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. And at least this is one thing that we can count on to be consistent, right? Is that things are constantly changing around here. But anyways, this week is going to be kind of sort of similar to last week, as in we are transiting the same centers. So the sun is still transiting through the sacral center, and the earth, we are still grounding, transiting through the emotional center. So the sun transit this week, which is going to be our main theme and energetic experience, is through the sacral, and it's through gate 59. And this one carries with it the energy of fostering human connection. So this one brings with it a nice, juicy warmth, and is also supporting us in allowing ourselves to show up and just be more authentic, and just also show up without fear, and just allowing ourselves to shine however we may feel called to do that. So let's go ahead and dive on in and see what Miss Jenna Zoe has to say about this energy. So one of the main assets in life through this energy is how good you are at getting on well with others and helping them get on well with each other. So creating relationships with people and connecting them to each other is one of your favorite things about life, and it's actually key to your life's purpose. Just for the week, folks, unless you have this defined in your chart. Just a reminder. Okay. For you, it's necessary that the central focus of your life is the people. Spending a lot of time maintaining and nurturing your connections, from lovers to acquaintances, will also be the source of your biggest payoffs in life. Always. So don't judge yourself for being the one who keeps in touch with even the randomest of people, or having 100 conversations open on your phone, or still having a coffee with that person from middle school. Which is interesting because I'm actually planning a coffee date with one of my bestest friends that we go all the way back to middle school. Actually trying to plan that for this week. Oh God, this is hilarious. Okay, anyways, so you like to put in a lot of time up front because of the promise of the connection that could happen. Plus, it's what you find most enjoyable about life. You live for that feeling of people coming together and having positive interactions, whether that's personal or on a professional level. Not everyone loves peopling as much as we are going to love it this week. So let's just go ahead and own this as our superpower, shall we? We shall. Because for you, for us, for all of humanity for the next 6 days, the feeling is really going to be, what is life if not for the people in it? And before we move forward, I also want to give another example as to what I've been doing as far as fostering human connection, and just like let this sink in a little bit further. So I have been called to participate in, it's called a mommy follow loop. So it's a follow loop on Instagram as like a way to follow new people and connect with people. Like there's also like quite a few people that actually pay for followers. Apparently, like that's a thing, which is interesting in itself, and I don't really want to focus on that. But just to let you know, the internet is fake, folks. It's fucking fake. People are paying for followers. These large accounts pay for followers, and it's so fascinating. Not all of them. Let me preface that. Not all of them, but anyways, it's been just fun and fascinating. But I don't do that. So what we do is we just like have a list and we just follow everybody that's on the list, and then they follow us back. And as part of the agreement of this, like you can't unfollow anyone, or else like you'll get banned from like doing the loop. So, it's, to me, it's a win-win type of bargain, which that's what my incarnation cross is all about. It's all about entering and finding these win-win types of bargains. So, but anyways, I'm getting off track. So the whole purpose of this is to connect with women in business, women doing, the online thing, the online businesses and marketing, and I think they call it digital marketing. Ugh, I'm like showing my age this morning, right? Please forgive me. This is coffee in transit, but I have yet to have my cup of fucking coffee. So, and apparently we're going to say the F word a lot today, which is cool. So, yeah. Anyways, it's all about fostering connection with other people. And I love it because while yes, like there's a lot of people that I really don't feel called to connect with, so I've just been like muting their accounts. It's just, if it's just somebody like I will just never connect with, I'll just mute them. But there are like more people than not that I'm just like finding myself getting really excited about connecting with. And so there's another example of how this energy might be working in your life, especially if this is not a normal energetic experience for you. Just allow yourself to be that like warm, kind-hearted, like people person this week. Just allow yourself to connect. I love it. Okay, so let's move forward. How can we make the most out of this energy and this gift that we've been given through the sun transit while it's here? And that is by not seeing warmth as a weakness, seeing it as a strength instead. So we have been taught that it's smart to protect yourself and have walls up, and we have to come across like we have it all together and that we don't necessarily need people. But you are here to embody the opposite in yourself, as well as teaching others how to embody that energy too. So you can love and adore people and connecting with them, having your guard down, and also not lose your own center. You can prioritize socializing with others without ever letting fear or preconceptions that they might have of you pull you away. Okay, so I love this as well. So it's really taking the fear out of that, especially like if you have a fear of like connecting with new people and just like, a fear of, being rejected and that they won't like you. And, like your mind just goes crazy. Like I get it. Mine does the same thing. This energy is going to support us in just kind of not experiencing that aspect of it. Okay, so the next way we can make the most of this energy while we have it is by letting the real you shine. So since connecting and getting on well with others is so important to you, us and the rest of humanity for the rest of this week, sometimes you can be conditioned that you have to strategize and engineer your interactions to get them to go how you want them to go. But this creates the opposite effect because it makes you come across as carefully controlled and managed, which is then going to prevent the other person from really feeling the real you. So just relax, okay? Just fucking relax this week. Relax into bonding rather than pre-thinking your interactions. Be you, the warm-hearted, good-natured you. And that is going to be the best way to get on with other people this week. So it is so rare in today's world that people lead with that warm and welcoming attitude that we will glue to anyone we see who has it. We will want to be around them, get involved with what they're doing, support what they're selling, etc. So if you've spent your life fronting and getting average levels of connection from it, you might be unwilling to take the risk of not fronting and potentially getting worse results. But if you don't try it, you'll never know, and you will always be stuck with the insecurity that you can't be exactly who you are. Well, that just sucks, don't it? Okay, so just experiment this week and have fun with it and just see what happens. So it's really just a win-win at this point. What do you have to lose? You are only going to rid that fear by going and doing the exact opposite, period. So sure, you might not get on super well with everyone, and in the beginning, you will probably not bond so well with people if you're unsure about your likability, because they will be picking up on that, and that affects your bond too. But just accept that it'll be a trial and error process, but it's definitely one worth taking because it's going to enrich your connections and help you love and appreciate all that you really, truly are. Now, what can block us here in this energy? And that is by distorting your personality. So you instinctively know what to say and do in order to make people take a liking to you. And all of this is a kind of bonding. It's one where you'll never feel truly secure and comfortable because you're taking on an inauthentic persona in order to create the bond. This is a very exhausting way to connect with people because you're having to distort the behavior that would come natural to you all the time, which then is going to suck a lot of your mental energy and you're going to feel fucking drained. So you do this, though, because there's a part of you that doesn't really believe that people could warm to you for who you really are. And the irony here is you are someone who is naturally so warm and giving that most people won't be able to help loving you in an even more authentic and magnetic way when you can simply release the fronting, the playing it cool, and just simply embrace your warmth. Because your warmth is your USP, friends. And people always gravitate to us most when we're being the way that we're meant to be. All of us are so guarded that we are just dying for someone like you to break through all the BS, because that gives us permission to relax and be who we are too. You have a responsibility to become so okay with yourself that you set the tone for all interactions that you find yourself in this week. Period. So now, let's move on to our earth experience. So this is where we're going to be grounding. This is where we're going to be supported, feeling loved and supported in this juicy sun energy we've got coming in this week. And this is going to be coming out of the emotional center. So just a heads up for all of you typically non-emotional beings. This may be a little bit of a different experience for you, but that's okay. Just give yourself some grace here. So we're all just experimenting anyways. So you can't possibly do this wrong, okay? So where we're grounding at is gate 55, and this gate carries with it the energy of exuberance. So just from me stating that word alone, and this is the energy that this one is carrying, do you see how we're being supported even more into putting our true authentic selves out there and connecting with others? Like, we're also going to be grounding in the energy of exuberance. I mean, come on, can't make this shit up. All right, so let's see what Jenna has to say about this one. So she says that you are someone, which when I say you, please remember, I am talking to you, to us, the entire collective for the next 6 days. We are all going to have these energies and be experiencing them. So you are someone who feels emotions so fully and strongly, and you have the gift of feeling them more easily than others. So because of this, you have the ability to know how truly incredible and rich the human experience can be. And when you own that knowing loud and proud, it's going to be contagious. So while the world is so focused on getting things we believe will make us happy, your gift is in reminding us that you could be living your dream life, but still not be happy if we haven't opened our hearts and bodies up to the elevated emotional states. An abundant life experience is an inside job. Mic drop. Feeling exuberant and full of joy is how we will always want to feel, and it's a muscle you can strengthen because you are here to lead the way in that. So now, how can we make the most out of this energy while we've got it? And that is by learning to accept all of your emotional states. So you are going to feel the whole spectrum of emotions and feel them deeply. That includes the ones that don't feel good, like melancholy and sorrow and even sadness. So only once you're willing to look at them, though, can you start to transform them. Name them when you feel them, and then realize that they're not permanent, nor do they say anything about you as a person. Once you can see your emotions and that they don't have a grip on you, you can then take the down ones less seriously, which then means they don't stick around as long because you're not clinging onto them and creating a story around them. They then simply become visitors that ensure you stay a deep feeler in this world, a sage of emotions that keeps us all in our hearts. And once you have released the grip that the lower emotions have over you, you can then spend more time in the good feeling ones. And the more time you spend in those, the more that they will grow. This is the forever path of becoming a beacon of joy in this world. Now, what can block us here? And that is by judging yourself for having negative feelings or shutting yourself off from them altogether. So the world is still very scared of feeling things in a deep way. We think it makes us unstable, unintelligent, less capable, and less powerful. But as you're exploring this gift, I bet you're beginning to see how the exact opposite is actually true. Why every human being wants anything is because we believe it will help bring us happiness or avoid sadness and suffering. And this gift is about the fact that these processes are mostly an inside job and that any one of us can do them. And by opening yourself up to this possibility, you become a leader towards this kind of human transformation. So be unapologetic about the way you feel things. You've been given this ability so that you can be the lighthouse for all of us. Gosh, what a beautiful week this is going to be, folks. Oh my goodness. And it's also knowing that we can tap into joy at any time, at any point. Even if we are feeling like, the lower emotions of the emotional center, like the melancholy, the sadness, the whatevers, even if we're feeling that, you just bring in the awareness that, okay, this is not permanent. This is just information. These emotions I'm feeling now are just visitors. They are not permanent, and you don't have to cling to them or feel like it makes you any less of a person for experiencing them. This is just the human experience. We're all experiencing these things, even if we don't show that outwardly to the world. So it's knowing that you're not alone, and it really can be that simple to shift from, sadness to joy. It really doesn't have to be so hard, but we make it hard. I know, I get it. I do the same thing. But regardless, this is your transit for the week. If you feel called to work with me further, you can find all of my links in the details section of this video. And with that being said, I'm going to leave you with a good luck, and I love you, and see you next week.